open the command prompt, and before that you go to the browser. And what I want you to do is, maybe the people who are familiar with Java can download along with me and do it. Okay, so go to 4hoursun.com/passion. And Priyanka, you also need to do that because I never discussed this in any of the earlier batches. So if suppose you go through this, you can see there is a file that I have kept called, now let me just check the name. Yeah, Hive in cache with guava full.jar. Okay, there is already a guava cache.jar. Don't take that one. Okay, there is a new file that I kept. We can see it is uploaded yesterday night. So you can just download that file. Okay, and then click on save file. All right, and then go to your command prompt. And what I'm going to do is move that downloaded file /downloads hive in cache with guava full.tar, that is the name of the file, and put a dot, which means that I'm copying it to the current directory, right? I'm moving it out, right? Okay. And then, as you know, what you need to do, right? You have a tar file now. Tar xvf hive in cache full.tar, right? xvf will extract. Pardon?
You copying that file to the home directory?
Yeah. Right? Because when I extract it, it will automatically create a directory for me. And then, as you can see, it will create a directory called hive in cache original, and all the files will be kept inside that when you do a tar xvf. And now what we are going to do is, I'm going to move this particular directory name to something which is simple to use. Let's call it as hive in cache or hive cache or something like that. So move hive in cache original as I'll type, let's say, hive cache. Okay, which is very easy to use. So once you know you have hive cache, once you know the name of the directory hive cache, you know that it is hive in cache. Okay, clear? We may delete the tar file, otherwise you keep that tar file for your future use. You may copy to your local for archival or something like that. Okay, so I'm not touching anything. Okay, there are a little bit of programming that we need to do because it is taken from my system. The IP port, the details, everything are on my system. Before we are doing that, remember in the last class I have introduced you POM, project object model, how to create the projects using Maven. Remember what is the advantage of using Maven? You missed it. There are two ways that we have written all our code. One is by using Ant, where all our MapReduce programs we wrote. And in the last class, I introduced you Maven. When you are using Ant, you must have a master lib directory or some directory where you need to download everything and kept it statically before you run your code. But when you are using Maven, in pom.xml, like build.xml, you will tell what is the dependency of your project, and at the time of running, Maven will go and download the jar files for you. So, irrespective of your computer, Maven will work anywhere you go, provided you have internet. First time when you are executing your project, it will download all the files into your home directory in a separate folder called .m2. And next time when you run, it will check in M2 whether the files are there or not. If the files are not there, then only it will go and fetch the data. Okay, so always use Maven. And what is the name of the project that we did in the last class? Anybody remember? What is the directory that we have created in the last class? Okay, cache demo. This is the directory that I have created in the last class. I need to copy that pom.xml from cache demo in the last class to this directory. Do you know why? It is because, remember, we had a problem of versioning, and in pom.xml we told that Cloudera has exact version you have to put, right? And there are some extra files that we need to put, okay? So in one of the command windows, what I'm going to do, what is the current directory that we have created? Hive cache, and then ls, and you can see that pom.xml is there, vi pom.xml. Let me check whether anything is there inside this which is not there. So Hive is there, Bean Utils is there, Hadoop is there, and Guava is there. And then there are some Jackson files also, okay? And I am coming to the earlier directory that we created in the last class, cd cache demo, and I am going to look at the pom.xml to see is inside the Guava cache directory. So vi pom.xml. Let me check whether anything is there inside this which is extra than the today's one. I think everything is available, so I can just copy this and I can merge it to the other one. So I'm closing this one, escape, shift Z, and come back to this particular one, and I'm going to overwrite this today's pom.xml with last class pom.xml. How will you do that? Do an ls. This is today's pom.xml. How will you copy it with the last class pom.xml? cp. Where is the last class directory? Inside cache demo and guava cache / pom.xml, and I am going to put a dot. What does that mean? It is copying and it will overwrite, and it is asking me or whether you want to overwrite or not, and put y, so that now you have the latest pom.xml which will work in Cloudera, right? This pom.xml please use as a reference. You please copy to your local system, irrespective of tomorrow when you are getting a new Cloudera version, you just need to change the version number in pom.xml. Now, let's go to the source directory. Remember, in Maven, what is the directory structure of the Maven? One more recap. Whenever you are having the directory called Hive cache, inside the root folder you will have pom.xml, and then you will have a directory called src. In src, you will have two directories. One is called main and another is called test. Inside the main, you will have the source folder or the Java folder where you will write all your Java code. When we learn Spark, we will have a Scala folder, Scala language folder, where you will write all your Scala programs. So as you can see, inside of the source, you have main and test. That's what you are seeing there, main and test. And if you go to main, you will see there is Java and resources, and then cd Java, you will have all your programs. Right. Now what I'm going to do is, let's just look at a code to show you what exactly is this Google Cache doing. Okay, in the last class we just connected to Hive, we didn't attach the cache into our code. Today we are going to do that. Look at this, it's a beautifully written code, and you might be now wondering that what is this particular thing that is happening there and what is this coding. Okay, does that similar to Java, or is it in Java or in any other language? What do you understand from that by looking at this particular code? Is it in Java or is it not in Java? Java. It is in Java, but one very important thing to note is that it is using the latest and the greatest features of Java. Java 1.8, functional notation. Don't worry too much about functional notation now. Functional notation, I will cover the properties of functional languages when I introduce you to Scala. Okay. Until that time, just understand it like this. Okay. A very simple explanation just for, to move forward with what we have today. Assume that I want to make a coffee and I want to write it in Java. Okay. So inside of the main program, you will have always a main program, as you know. In Java, you cannot execute anything without a main entry point. There can be many other classes, but the main will be the entry point in Java. So inside the main, I have to create a coffee machine. C equal to new coffee machine. Look at that line. I created an object. This is called an object in Java. Okay, and then I will write a function C dot, because C is my coffee machine name. C dot, okay, pour, and in bracket I will write water. Water is a parameter. And C dot add, and then I will write milk. And then C dot add coffee powder. And then switch on is another function C, which will be switching on the coffee machine. And then wait till boiling or everything is completed, and pour out coffee. A very simple way of writing the program. This is called a declarative programming, where objects are taking the full control. In object-oriented languages, objects are first-class citizens. Now let us write exactly the same thing using a functional notation, which is the most modern way of writing the code. C dot pour in bracket water dot add whatever it is dot add coffee powder dot, and see the difference between this and this. That is functional notation, and this is object-oriented notation. In object-oriented notation, you will write how and what, step by step, by creating objects. In functional notation, you will write only what, by putting all the functions. Okay? And if you look at this Guava cache, obviously it is from Google. No way that they will use something which is old. So they have used the best possible way of writing the code. So loading cache, cache builder dot not build, new builder like coffee machine, dot like pour, it is adding maximum size, dot refresh after write, dot remove a listener, and then writing a function in the code itself, and then dot record start. See the way. This is how you will write all your advanced Spark and Scala code. It gives more clarity and more understanding rather than going through this. If you look at this, you immediately will understand, okay, it is like an assembly line. Okay, always think functional language as an assembly line. You know what is an assembly line, right? If you go to Coca-Cola factory, you know that, there is a belt moving, and first an empty bottle will come, and then the water will be poured or Coke will be poured, and then it will be moving, and then the lid will be coming, and then like the assembly line is moving. Think like that. The assembly line is moving. First I poured the water, and then I added the coffee powder, and then I added the sugar. So it will be moved. That belt will be moving like that. That is how functional language is written. And this is the trick. Refresh after write 5 time unit dot seconds. What does that mean? I am telling that this cache should refresh every 5 seconds. What is meant by refresh? I am telling cache to do something. Can you tell me what we need our cache to do every 5 seconds? Connect to Hive and get the latest data. That code you will be writing inside this particular part, that I am going to load this particular data every 5 minutes. So everything is functional, and please look at this. Write bracket and close. This bracket is getting closed here. It started from, you know where? It started from here. After this particular one, it is started from here, and that all the way it ends, and then it is getting finished. The syntax is a little bit difficult, but once you get the practice, you will enjoy this one more than this one. And what is the advantage? A 1000-line Java program will become not more than 10 lines because of the functional notation. Spark is completely written on Scala using functional language. Kafka is written completely on Scala, functional language. The language Scala came in 2004, but till now it didn't come into existence until Spark came into picture, and they started doing Scala a lot. Now it is one of the top-notch languages. So Java felt that, oh, I am not functional, I am losing my market. So what Oracle has done? They made Java also as functional. So Java supports both object-oriented as well as functional. In this code, Java is used in a functional way. If you are looking at Java 1.8, you look at the streams, collections and all, they all are being provided as streams. or with a functional notation. Even map and reduce is also supported in Java, but not the map reduce that we learned where distributed programming is possible, but just the map and the reduce function is currently supported in Java. Okay, so that's what this particular cache test is. And somebody asked whether what is the size of variant. So what I want you to do is that just maybe note this one, BALDUNG guava, and I want you to note this one. Yeah, this one, BAEL DUNG, Beldung. Okay, guava cache, one of the very nice articles. Okay, just go to this one and then click on this. Okay, a brief explanation. I took my code from this particular site only, so I will just show you what it is doing. Okay, what is meant by eviction? Eviction means removal. In English, evict, remove. There are different policies that you can put. Eviction by size, that is what you asked. What is the eviction policy that I used in my code? Just now I showed you. Time, right? Every 5 seconds. You don't want that. Let's assume that you want to evict when your cache is becoming, let us say, 5 GB. You want to, are you understanding? You want to refresh when your cache is filled with some data, then you will use eviction policies by size. And then there is eviction by weight. And then there is eviction by time. Most commonly used is this one, and that's what we are using. Okay, so yeah, right. So just use that particular forum for understanding this. So what I'm going to do is now come back to our code. Okay, this is just an explanation for how cache test concept is working, but that is not what we have interested in. What we are interested in is this Hive client and this cache test. Okay, I will tell you why I have provided this authentication.java and login callback handler.java. That is especially for you guys that I have provided those two classes. But don't go to that now. Let us open Hive client.java. Yes, Nair.
Quick question regarding that eviction. Even though if we use eviction by time, it depends upon the load time, load rate, right? If they are loading at a high speed, it fills up the data, it fills up the cache, right? Did you get my point?
No, I didn't understand.
So even though if we are using eviction by time,
Let's say 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Right? So the cache has 10 minutes spare of time.
Right.
After 10 minutes, it removes the data and pushes to the database.
Yeah, it will bring the new data.
Push the new data, push the old data and bring the new data.
Yeah.
So if that this 10 minute window depending upon the load rate, right? So if you're trying to load faster or slower, this 10-minute window stays the same.
Yes, it is same.
So I'm trying to understand this eviction time.
No. Why? See, this is, let's say this is your cache and this is your table. At 10 o'clock, I loaded this table. You got it?
Yeah.
Now everybody is accessing this.
Right.
I don't worry at all. At 10:10, I am removing this and I am loading this, the new data. So what is the question?
The load is slow down.
Huh? If this is
The
down?
process of like moving the data from the table from one place to one place.
No, it will manage. The cache will manage in such a way that the users are provided with the snapshot of either the old data or the new data.
Okay, that's not my question. Okay, go ahead. So I'm thinking about, will it dynamically change the size of the cache?
No, it will not. Why?
We are driving.
I
the time,
never
right?
I never mentioned that my cache is dependent on size. Correct?
Okay.
By default, the cache will support you about 5 to 10 GB depending upon your RAM.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, all the time, whenever the new data is coming in, you are telling that the new data is coming in and the new data is loaded. And if the new data is bigger than the old data, no problem. That old data will go and the new data will come in. You got it?
I got it, but I'm still thinking about the size of the cache. Go ahead.
What's that?
If it is extremely huge in 2 seconds, then will it manage or no?
It will manage automatically because I never specified eviction by size.
Is there
Okay.
a limit for that size?
Yes, limit is depending upon what you use in your system. Okay, which server you have used.
Okay.
Right? So that is the one. Okay, so let's go to the client.java. Okay, are you familiar with this code? Driver name, and then you are creating all your user ID, password, everything, and then you are connecting to your Hive 2. Okay, please wait a minute. This is very important. How is Hive secured in professional environments? If you go to Bank of America, Citibank, FB, how is Hive secured? I mentioned this word once. Hive is always secured by Kerberos. Kerberos is a kind of authentication. So if I am giving you the code and tomorrow you go to your company and you are going to execute it, it will not work. Why? Till now in the Cloudera virtual machine, whenever you are connecting, there is no user ID password, right? It just starts and you connect to localhost. But it won't work there. The reason is your LDAP ID is attached with Kerberos KRB5 and the conf file, and always it will check whether you are a valid user or not. In that case, you will have to create your authentication and your KINIT. Anybody logged into a professional environment like FB or Bank of America? When you are logging into Hive, what does it ask you? Are you able to connect to Hive? Shinoj, are you able to connect to Hive directly? No. What is the first command you have to write? KINIT. What is KINIT? Kerberos initialization.
Create some K-tab.
Correct. It will create a key tab file. Then you can type all your commands. That KINIT is the key which is doing the authentication. So when you are using this kind of programs, what you need to do? Programmatically, you need to generate KINIT without you typing, right? And how will you programmatically generate? Authentication.KINIT. That's why that code is there. Okay, in our case, and you have to give your user ID and password. So I have just put here user ID, password, etc. I don't want all these details, etc. I gave you that particular code to tell you that whenever you are writing it in a professional environment, at that time you will have to give your configuration file and your KRB file and your account name and the password, and then you have to call the authentication. So I am going to comment it out, and you should not comment it out when you are running it in a professional Kerberized environment. Clear? That's the reason why I have given you that authentication.java as well as the login handler. So please use that as a reference. Okay. Then you are creating the connection, driver manager.get connection. There is nothing to be a connection established. And after that, I am getting the result set. And let us use a table called demo. Okay. So I'm going to call this particular table as demo and then select star from the table name. Okay, that is the name of the query. And then are you remembering row set dyna class? Last class I have explained to you. Result set is not serializable. It cannot traverse through the network. So you need to convert it into a result set class. And then if everything is okay, you are getting this one. And this particular function is called get dynamic result. Now you come back to your code, which is cache-test.java. And in the cache-test.java, you call that particular method get dynamic result set. So in Hive client, you are getting the dynamic result set, and in the cache, you are loading that result set, and you are telling that every 10 seconds, in this case, refresh it. Okay. Let's run this particular code. I think we should be able to compile. So I will open another window, and then what I need to do, I have to go to the directory. What is the directory? cd hive cache is the name of the directory, and then what is the command? mvn clean install. Right? Remember the command? It will download now all the files. Okay, there is some problem. Yeah, it is building the cache. It is compiling the 6 files. It is running the tests. Actually, I should give -d skip tests equal to true. Do you remember the command? In the last class, I told you -d skip tests equal to true. It will not run unnecessary tests. If there are no test classes, it will be automatically, see how nicely they have created. So if you are writing a test class inside this is for the QA teams. Automatically the test class will get executed along with your code. You don't have to do anything. Right. Build success. And what is the directory that will be created inside the Maven if the build is successful? It will create a directory called a target, which means that everything is successful. And now you need to run your particular code. And for running the code, let us see whether I have specified any main class inside this. Okay, I have specified main class as cache demo, but this is not the main class that I want. What is our name of the class that we want? Is it cache demo? It is cache test. So I'm going to go here and then I'm going to change this particular main class name as cache test. See, if you write a new class, you can just change it to whatever name you want. So here I'm changing the name cache test, and then I have to do one more time mvn install. Why? Because in the old POM I have mentioned another class as the main class. So mvn install minus d skip test equal to true. This is the complete command. Okay, it is case sensitive, S lowercase, T capital, and then press enter. Now it will run and the main class will be your cache test. Okay, what's the name of the table that we have created? We have used demo, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't have a demo table in this system. So go to the command prompt again, and then you know how to start Hive. Type Hive, and let's create a table called demo, because otherwise it will tell you table not found naturally, right? So we are assuming that there is a table that is existing. How will you know whether a table is existing or not? Show tables. It will tell you what are the tables that are there. Most probably the schools and tables are there. So create table demo, okay? And I'm going to have two columns. Let's say ename is one column, which is of type string, and let us say sal is another column, salary, which is of type int. As you know, whether success or failure or anything, I will tell you only one answer, right? Okay, and then insert into demo values in bracket. I'm going to put one value, okay? So Ravi, comma, let's say I will put 1000 as salary and press enter. What will happen? It will execute a map reduce, insert into demo values. Huh? Don't worry about 1000. She's laughing. Okay, so a map reduce is getting executed. As you know that any query onto Hive will be converted into map reduce if it is not a fetch. Of course, insert is not a fetch. It is a write. So a map reduce will get executed, and let's make sure that once the map reduce is completed, you are getting the data from Hive by writing a select star. This time there is no map reduce because it's a star, and then write demo and then press enter. Yes, Ravi 1000 is there, right? So the table is created. Now come back to our old window, and oh, let us look one more thing. Did we change the port, the connection details? I don't think so. Okay, so nobody told that. CD, where is the source available? Source slash main. You should know this very clearly. Main slash Java slash and the name of the there is no CD, right? VI. Where is that? Hive client dot Java, and see, localhost is there, but what is not there is the port. 10,000 is the port. Remember. $10,000 is the port. It is coming from my system, so I used a different port for my Hive. Right? And now what do you need to do? Since you changed your code, what do you need to do again? Ambient clean install minus t is equal to true. Don't put a clean. Then, because it will not refresh it. So it will use all the old jar files and then it will do it, and it will just look at only the compilation. There will not be downloads available. No time is spent for the downloads. All right, so it is now compiling the new files. All right, what you need to do? Java minus jar. Inside the target, I have the file name. What is the name of the file name? Guava cache with dependencies. Jar with dependencies.jar and press enter, provided you are writing the main class. What is that? Check not null load cache dot put. What happened? With the dependencies, language. Oh, is there any parameter that is supposed to be given? Let's check the source code again. Am I passing any parameters? I don't think so. Inside this one, it's a pipeline. Yes. And then what is the other one? Cache test, right? Cache test dot Java. Oh, it is using Argus, but I'm not using anything in the Argus. Okay, so I'm just calling the use fresh method, and then the cache builder, and then the cache loader, and then Hive client, cache starts, before eviction, after eviction, and then this one, and then this one, then the render this particular method. I don't think that I'm using anything, but why I'm getting an error?
Are we using authentication like Java class?
I don't think so. Okay, let me do one thing. I will just remove those unnecessary classes here. src ls cd src ls cd main ls cd java ls. Okay, I don't want all these unnecessary classes, so I'm going to remove rm minus rf. Anyway, you have the full copy in your jar file. Okay, authentication.java I don't need, cache concepts.java I don't need, login callback.java I don't need. Okay, so clear, and then clear, and then ls. I have Hive cache, Hive client, and cache test. I don't need this Hive cache also, right? Because I'm calling Hive client, correct? So rm minus rf Hive cache dot Java also I will clear, and then I will go back to my source directory, and then I will remove that target so that I'm making a fresh maven, and then write maven clean install one more time to make sure that it is compiling. If it is not compiling, that means
Want to do clean install?
that's okay, because I removed the target manually, right? It will automatically download. You can see it now. If you don't delete target, you do mvn clean. Mvn clean, you will internally delete what is there in target. Okay, otherwise you manually do it. That's all. You got the compile. You got successfully compiled. Mvn install minus skip test equal to true. Right. Is it Guava cache? Yeah, I think so. 1 minute. Log cache dot put preconditions dot Java. Use refresh line 22. Okay, and then in main line 22. Okay, vi build success, no doubt. Execute it. Java slash what is the name of the one? Cache test dot Java. Right inside that line 22. How will you set the line number? Okay, line 22 cache dot put. 1 minute. It is 4122. What is it? Okay, it is inside this. Okay, it is using use refresh method. What is that?
It's at 42.
Wait. Let's fix it. Cache.put hive data dot new hive client cache dot stats. It should work. Use refresh, and then new builder. I'm putting maximum size as 20 MB. Refresh. After write, remove listener. Removing, and then dot record stats dot build. One minute, let's correct it. VI set line number. Set number. Okay, so just go here, and then if you want to see the line numbers, just type the command set number, right? And then let's see where it is. It's not giving the correct line. What's the error? Go check not all precondition.java. Okay, language. Okay, local cache dot local manual cache dot put. Use refresh. Okay, it is coming from 42.
42 and 22.
42 and 22, correct. So if you look at VI cache test, where is the 42? Why? Cache dot put, that's correct. Oh,
Did you have to correct class name?
no, it is cache string and cache. Okay, 1 minute. Let me just stop the recording. Otherwise